Every love begins with a spark, a small, bright moment that feels eternal. When it starts, it feels like nothing could ever go wrong. Two hearts meet, two souls connect, and everything seems possible. The laughter is real, the dreams are shared, and every heartbeat says forever. In the beginning, love feels easy. You wake up smiling, you talk for hours, you promise that time will never change you. But life has its own plans. Seasons shift, years pass, and slowly people begin to grow sometimes together, sometimes apart. Change is a part of life. It's natural, it's constant, and often it's necessary. But sometimes that same change that helps us grow also creates distance between two people who once felt inseparable. At first, the change is quiet. It hides between little moments, a shorter message, a forgotten call, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a little less laughter, a little more silence, a little less time together, a few more excuses, a little less us, a little more me. And before you realize it, love begins to fade not all at once, but piece by piece. You change, you are not the same person I first fell in love with. You no longer spoke the same gentle language of affection. You no longer looked at me with that same fire in your eyes. You no longer reached for your hand the way you used to. You were near me, but far away. You smiled, but something was missing. And the hardest part, you never told me why. You just changed quietly, slowly, painfully. But it was not only you, we both changed. When one heart changes, the whole relationship begins to shift. Your silence made me loud inside my mind. Your distance made me build walls around my heart. Your coldness made me question my worth. Your indifference made me lose of peace myself. Once we were us, two people who fit together like poetry. Now we are strangers who only shares memories instead of dreams. You changed, and so did we. When you love someone, you love their soul, their laughter, their flaws, their hopes. But what happens when that soul becomes a stranger? When the laughter fades into silence, when the flaws that once made you smile now cause pain, when the dreams that once included you no longer have your name in them, that kind of pain is quiet, but it stays deep in the heart. Because it's not only about losing a person, it's about losing the us that made life beautiful. I still remember who we are. We were two hearts beating as one. We were two souls that promised forever. We were two people who believed nothing could ever break us apart. But then reality arrived, and with it came change. You grew distant, I grew hurt, we both grew quiet. The space between us widened until love began to echo like a voice in an empty room. Suddenly, the memories became sweeter than the present. The past felt warmer than now. The smiles in old photographs looked brighter than the ones on our faces today. Sometimes, in the still moments, I still ask myself, did you want to change? Or did life make you change? Was I not enough to make you stay the same? Could I have done something different? But the answers never come. Only silence speaks, a silence that stays. You changed, and so did we. There comes a time when you must accept what is true. People change, relationships evolve. Not every bond is meant to last forever. Perhaps your change was needed for your growth. Perhaps my change was needed for my peace. Maybe we could not survive because the new version of ourselves no longer fit together the way we once did. And while that truth hurts, I have learned something powerful. Change is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Do not fear change, embrace it. Sometimes love is not enough. Even love can struggle when two hearts are growing in different directions. Hold on to yourself even when others drift away. Don't lose your identity in someone else's silence. Honor the past, but don't be trapped in it. Treasure the memories, but live in the present. You changed, and so did we, and maybe that's okay. Maybe our story was not meant to last forever. Maybe we were only meant to be a beautiful chapter in each other's books, not the whole story. I will still cherish the laughter, the warmth, the nights we stayed up dreaming, the moments we believed nothing could break us. But I will also accept that who we are now cannot live inside the dream we built back then. My dear listeners, if you are living through this, remember when people change, it's not always betrayal. Sometimes it's just life, the natural flow of growth and time. Don't hold so tightly to what was that you miss the beauty of what still can be. Sometimes love changes, sometimes it ends, but it always teaches. So, yes, you changed, and so did we. But maybe that's how life wanted it to be. And deep in my heart, I whisper, maybe change was never the villain. Maybe it was the mirror that showed us who we had become. You are not who you are. I am not who I was. And somehow that's okay.